So hello fellow Earthlings. This is Earthling 64554633728. And I feel that I wanted to talk about the fact that conservatives and religious people often will say things along the lines of people, and actually let's be real, mainly women, should be modest and they should save their virginity. I think that's true whether it's Christians or whether it is Muslim people, and I would venture to say it's, across the board for religious people, that women especially should save themselves for marriage, save themselves for their husband. And I think part of that idea goes along the lines of that men should provide for their families, and that apparently it's in the Bible that women and everybody should obey the male. And I think that saving yourself for your husband implies that there is some value in doing that. You are saving the value of your virginity to present to your husband. You're saving yourself, your body, from being with other men, let's say, because that's what you bring to the table, your virginity and your body. So that's what women bring, and I don't think that that is a good idea. I think it's what we have presented in the past, where women are really units, sex units. We can say that people would, they also say to men, save yourself for marriage, don't do these things. But let's be real, people don't really care about what men do. In many Muslim countries, the number of men who would ever have any issues with committing adultery would be minuscule. And even in predominantly Christian countries, the idea is that we really don't care what men do, but we care what women do. And I think that it's just because that's what women are good for. It's not something that is said, but I think that is what our actions are proving, that the real worth of a woman is in being a virgin and being accessible as a sexual object to her husband. And honestly, I think that is pretty awful. I mean, I've talked about it before in terms of the idea of actually being able to change thousands of years of evolution that have made us the way that we are, in terms of men go to war, women stay home and take care of the kids, and women are more certain of their parentage, of their, this is my kid, as opposed to a man, and that's why women have more to invest in terms of the children. But I think that this idea of being chaste is more the religions of the old world, if I'm not mistaken. As far as I hear, or what little I understand of the topic, missionaries, and I'm sure for people who are Muslim, proselytizing, they wanted to bring across the same idea, was that no, you modern or new world people, you can't go around having as much sex as you do. Meaning that the people in the new world had a much different idea of this thing, that, as far as I hear, in terms of the Pacific Islanders, the missionaries, it was one of their jobs to make people ashamed and prevent them from going around and having as much sex as they wanted. Apparently people were a little bit more promiscuous in the New World, at least amongst the Pacific Islanders, and also with respect to Native Americans, I think. Because as far as I know, when I've listened to stories about, or a story about how women were more independent amongst the Native Americans, and they didn't just stick with their man and take whatever he had to dish out. I'd like to get some more information on that at some point, but the missionaries had to teach these people in the New World the missionary position, because hey, you shouldn't be just doing it just anyhow you do it. You felt like it. This is probably the prescribed position that we should be using. And it could very well be that this is part of an evolutionary cultural adaptation to the fact that there might have been more STDs in the old world than in the new world. So something could be said for that. But given the fact that many of these STDs, aside from HIV, and even HIV is now controllable, and the fact that you can use a condom now to prevent these diseases, it kind of gets rid of that whole, okay, we need to be chaste in order to at least avoid getting an STD. But of course, the whole problem is that religion normally comes to say this is the right way and there's no need to adapt to anything with respect to circumstances or anything like that. But anyway, I really do have a problem with the idea that women should save themselves for marriage because that's where their worth is, that's where their value is, not whether or not they're actually compatible with their husband or not. Because you save yourself for marriage, and at least, let me see, with respect to the Muslim faith, I don't know that women can just decide that they want to get a divorce. The men can, they just say, according to, what type of Muslim you are, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. You say it 3 times and boop, you're divorced. According to what a friend of mine was saying, yeah, you have to wait for maybe 3 months and then it'll be in action. But I don't know that women get to do that. And amongst, Christians, the idea is that, hey, you shouldn't get divorced. So I guess you should have been perfect in making a choice when you decided to get married. And if you have to live with this person who you came to discover was completely incompatible with you, well, you just have to live with that for the rest of your life and provide, be a sexual unit with this person to whom you are averse to. And a man, on the flip side, is a cash register. So the woman brings the ability to reproduce, and the man brings the money as the provider. And that's, the proper way that we should do things. I know that there might be the idea amongst people that no, it's not that women are, that they just bring this sexuality to the union. But I think actions speak louder than words. The fact is that that's what women, and the whole point of marriage, at least, amongst Catholics, which is what I know the best, that's the purpose of a marriage, is to reproduce. And sex is not even really about pleasure or about intimacy. It's work. Sex is for having kids. And furthermore, if you were in any doubt that, women just bring the ability to have kids, why is it that a woman is reminded to obey her husband? The fact of the matter is that there is no exam or any credentials or any guarantee whatsoever that a husband is going to be more intelligent than his wife. That is not known to be a fact at all. So here it is. You are bringing your body, your brand new body, for your husband. This is your gift to your husband. And also what your gift is that despite knowing that what your husband might be doing might be incorrect, you're still going to obey him, because that's not what you're bringing to the table. You're just bringing your virginity and your submission to whatever it is that he would like to do in the marriage. And I think that that's unfortunate. It's especially unfortunate that that is stuck in stone, and that religions don't really seem to adapt or really even give good reasons as to why they have taken on a particular position. Because if you give a good reason that's based or grounded in facts, when the facts change, the recommendations should change. And that has never been one of the things that you would hear that's espoused really in religions, and I think that that is unfortunate. Yeah. Anyway, guys, you can wish me Lux, or the opposite of that, but you can get the opportunity in Lux, LUCSS. You can like or unlike. You can comment, subscribe, and or share. Peace.